The man only broke a box of eggs, but he saw the eggs on the ground quickly turn into fried eggs. When he looked up, he was shocked. The road cracked open before his eyes. Terrified, he jumped into a small electric car and sped away from the danger. The next second, the ground behind him exploded. Flames rose and twisted into a blazing tornado that destroyed nearby buildings. To survive, he kept driving forward. But the road ahead was also collapsing. Explosions ripped through the streets, tall. Buildings burned and began to fall. Behind him, a Jeep was blocked by a small car. The driver kept honking, but the man was too scared to move aside. The next second, the Jeep was crushed by a falling building. He had no choice but to rush forward. Soon, the car windows fogged up. He wiped the glass in panic and almost crashed into another vehicle. Luckily, his driving skills saved him, and he stopped safely. Then he noticed the air outside suddenly cooled down again. Filled with doubt, he opened the door and stepped out. The sight before him made his back go cold. Flames had consumed the entire city. Those who hadn't escaped were lost in the fire. Yet the disasters didn't stop. They spread across the world. On a busy street, giant hail fell from the sky. People fainted from the blows. Some tried to hide in buildings but still died in the storm. Cars on the road were smashed to pieces. At the same time, on a beach, a wave of freezing air spread toward the land. People ran, but were instantly frozen into ice statues. The few survivors fled in terror, fearing they'd freeze too. In an instant, the cold air reached the highway. Birds froze midair and fell from the sky. A woman who escaped thought she was safe, but the next moment, a frozen plane dropped from above and crashed into a tall building. Meanwhile, a coastal city faced a monstrous tsunami. People on the beach ran, but had nowhere to go. Soon the waves swallowed the whole city. Even in the desert, an old man riding a camel never imagined he'd drown in a tsunami there. But the root of all these disasters was humanity itself. 3 years earlier, people had destroyed the environment without restraint, causing glaciers to melt and bringing floods, tornadoes, and other extreme weather. In just a few days, countless lives were lost. To prevent further tragedy, world leaders held emergency meetings. After long effort, scientists built satellites that could control the weather. Many were launched into orbit, forming a global network. From then on, extreme weather was controlled, and people believed disasters were gone forever. But 3 years later, strange things happened again. In a desert where the temperature reached 40 degrees, frost appeared. When soldiers entered the small town, they found every person turned into ice statues.